You can avoid the dreaded mango fruit fly pest by harvesting your mangoes at the matured green stage, followed by an immediate treatment of them in hot water. They will then ripe to give the perfectly tasting fruits that you love so much. Mangoes are grown throughout tropical and subtropical regions. It is considered one of the most highly consumed and popular fruit throughout the world. If it is mango time where you are, more than likely, it is also one of the peak period for house flies, mango fruit flies, birds, rats, bats and all the animals who love mangoes. In the same manner that humans seek to get the best tasting mangoes for eating, it is the same way those other organisms who love the fruit, search for and eat the best tasting fruits they can find. Thus there is a continuous competition among humans, and all the various other organisms who pursue the tastiest mangoes. However, the most destructive of the lot are the fruit flies, as we sometimes find that close to 100% of the fruits produced, by trees of some varieties, can be infested with them at certain time of the year, and when control measures are not implemented, the situation can result in a total loss of infected fruits.
Hi everyone, Raymond here from Best Fruits in Jamaica, where I also post videos of problems associated with crops grown here in Jamaica and other areas of the world, and to highlight some of the solutions that are used, especially by the more technically advanced agricultural companies to overcome them. I'm happy that you are watching my video, and I am even happier for those of you who had seen videos of mine before and found reasons to come back to watch this one. In this video, I will share with you a non-chemical process of how to get rid of fruit flies from infested material harvested mango fruits using hot water treatment.
This method can be used by producers, ranging from the larger farms producing vast quantities for export, to the small homeowners, producing for their own personal consumption. When successfully done, your mangoes will ripe having no fruit fly damage in them. The mango fruit fly Ceratiotes cocyra, also known as the African fruit fly or Mediterranean fruit fly, is a small yellow-brown fly. Adults are approximately 6 to 7 millimeters, or 0.24 to 0.28 inch long, with a yellow-brown body and dark-colored stripe wings. However, along with the species Ceratiotes rosa, both represent the dominant species of fruit flies found in mango orchards. The flies are able to detect when most mangoes are at, or near the mature stage, or just when the ripening process is about to commence. They will then infest the mango fruits, by laying, or depositing their eggs under the skin of maturing and ripe fruits, although other species such as Bactrocera invadens, also lay eggs on smaller immature fruits. The eggs are deposited through the use of a special egg-laying structure, at the end of their abdomen called an ovipositor. This is a syringe-like structure, that the flies will use to pierce the skin of the fruit, and deposit their eggs immediately below it. The point where the fruits are pierced will immediately begin to ooze stain or sap. It is natural that whenever the fruit is damaged, the point where the damage occurs will ooze as an automatic response by the fruit, in an effort to seal the punctured point, thereby preventing infection from organisms in the environment. The presence of oozed sap is therefore one of the best indicator to determine if the fruits have started to mature. Also, as the fruit approaches maturity, a gradual color change of the skin can be seen. For new growers and homeowners, who are not very familiar in recognizing the mature fruit stage, and usually rely on when the fruits physically start changing color, or fall to the ground to know when ripening begins, it can also be recognized by looking for the points on the fruit where the flies have already laid their eggs, also by looking for signs of fruit stains or gum oozing down the side of the fruits. By learning the characteristics of the matured fruits affected by fruit flies, you will also be able to identify the characteristics of matured fruits, unaffected by them. Mango fruit fly eggs will hatch in any temperature in which the mangoes are found, inclusive of most storage conditions. The fruit flies can be controlled chemically, or alternatively by non-chemical methods, such as the use of hot water treatment. Post-harvest heat disinfestation treatments of mango, for fruit fly control, have emerged as a viable internationally recognized quarantine non-chemical control method, since the beginning of the 21st century. Raising the temperature of the fruits before packaging, through the use of the hot water, which is not hot enough to damage the fruits, will present the same scenario like what happened when we boil chicken eggs in hot water for consumption. The eggs are no longer viable, and will therefore not hatched, and because of their small size, they will not be seen, nor will they affect the quality of the fruits. If infested fruits are not treated, the fruit fly eggs will normally hatch into whitish maggots, either within 24 hours after they are laid, or conveniently whenever the fruits begin to ripe. This will depend on the fly species that have laid the eggs, and of course they will immediately start feeding after hatching, leaving tunnels or trails of dead and decayed fruit as they feed and move along. Hatched eggs or larvae of Ceratiotes cocyra will feed on the fruit, causing it to soften or become discolored before falling off the tree. Feeding will continue for about 10 days after hatching, after which they will crawl out of the fruit, fall to the ground and burrow into the soil, where they will remain for additional 10 days, where they will pupate, emerge from the ground, mate, and start the egg-laying process all over again. The whole process takes approximately 21 days after the eggs are laid. Matured adult flies also feed on the mango fruit juice. Hot water treatment is an excellent method that homeowners and small growers can easily use to get rid of eggs in fruits that are yet to be hatched. Notwithstanding, this method is also a routine quarantine procedure for most major exporting companies as the final preparatory stage for export, even though this is not a requirement for some mango importing countries. The success of this procedure depends on the treatment being done before the eggs are hatched into maggots and start feeding, or before signs of their feeding activities can be seen with the naked eye when the fruits are cut open after ripening. Mangoes are generally recommended to be harvested at the matured green stage. At this stage, the flies would have already detected the changes inside the fruit as they get ready to ripe, and would have already began depositing their eggs under the skin of the fruit. Even when the fruits are already infested with fly eggs, you can successfully still treat most of them, to the extent that they ripe fruit fly-free. Because all mangoes on a tree do not usually ripe at the same time, whenever the first ripe fruits are found, either on or under the tree, this can signal the start of the crop. At this stage the mangoes are picked. They are then taken to the processing factory, where those that have passed the stage where the eggs have hatched and have started feeding are removed. They are then dipped in hot chlorinated water of at least 46.1 degrees Celsius, or 115 degrees Fahrenheit for 5 to 10 minutes, depending on the variety, size, and weight of the fruits. For very large operations, the temperature of the water can be electronically maintained. For individuals, or homeowners with one or a few trees, this can be done conveniently in small containers. The temperature of the water can be determined by placing the bulb of the thermometer in the water, then using hot and cold water from pipes or boiling water to arrive at the appropriate temperature for treatment. The fruits are then dipped in the hot water, at the recommended temperature for 5 to 10 minutes, depending on the type and size of the fruits. Treatment time should be decreased if the temperature is increased to avoid heat damage to the fruits, which can result in scalding, browning, uneven ripening, and excessive softening. The fruits are removed and allowed to cool, and then packaged in the case of preparations for shipping or exporting, or set aside to ripe for homeowners. For ripe fruits that were infested with fly eggs, the unhatched eggs are usually found under the skin of the fruit, and most times after ripening, they are likely to be peeled off with the skin, and thrown away, giving you a pleasant tasting enjoyable mango like this one. Fruits that were already infested with fly eggs, and were successfully treated, will ripe having the same characteristics as those fruits that were never infested at all. The process is cheap, and with today's available technology, such as a solar water heater in your home, it will incur very little cost for the process, as solar heated water have been successfully used by homeowners in this procedure.
If you like what you have just seen and want to see more, please like and subscribe. Remember, climate change is real and is continuing at this very moment. Please do whatever you can to reduce it.
She did. So can you.
And encourage all your friends to do the same.
Thank you for watching and subscribing. Until the next time, take care of yourself, others, and most of all, our planet, Earth. The only habitable place we know.